everyone, thanks for joining me as Sport Pilot James Glory on another exciting episode of Sport Vibe on TNT, where we'll bring you exciting and latest sport happenings every Tuesday as is our tradition to do so. This week won't be an exception, so I'd implore you to please stay tuned because we'll be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back. It's a beautiful Tuesday, starting from the world of Formula One, where we witnessed the Emiliano Romano Grand Prix, where Max Verstappen was able to win the ultimate prize ahead of Oscar Piastri, the McLaren driver. It was an intimate fight between these two at the Emiliano Romano Grand Prix in Italy, but this time around, Max Verstappen was able to see off the victory after also being able to win the driver of the day award. But the McLaren drivers in the person of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris could only finish second and third position in the world of Formula One over the weekend. An interesting outing that the McLaren's driver are having already, as they are sitting ahead of Max Verstappen in the driver's standing, occupying the first and second position in the driver's standing. And talking about the championship standing, also the McLaren team are ahead of the likes of Red Bull and Mercedes in the driver's standing and in the team standing in the world of Formula One. An interesting one for Max Verstappen, who has been having a slow start to the 2025 Formula One season, but this time around winning that prize at the Emiliano Romano Grand Prix in Italy. But let's switch to another Italian game that took place over the weekend, but this time around we talk about the game of tennis that took place in the Italian Open, and we also saw the rivalry between Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz continuing in the finals of the Italian Open. But this time around, Carlos Alcaraz was able to defeat Jannik Sinner and ended his 26 streaks matches unbeaten in the world of tennis. Quite a rivalry between Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz in the world of tennis. But this time around, you know that Carlos Alcaraz was able to defeat the world number one to end his 26 streaks unbeaten, and also went ahead to win the Italian Open. And this means that in their last four meetings in the finals, Carlos Alcaraz has been able to win Jannik Sinner in the world of tennis. We will be seeing another rivalry between them in the world of tennis, as we already liking them to the likes of Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal in the world of tennis. But they are still young and they are doing incredibly well in the world of tennis right now at the age of 21 and at the age of 20 respectively. And also, you know that Jannik Sinner was back after 3 months to participate in the Italian Open, and this time around he's occupying the number one spot in the ATP ranking. Take nothing away from the man, though he must have lost one of his rivals at the Italian Open. And also, let's switch back to the world of football, and we'll be going down to Italy once again, talking about the Italian Serie A that we witnessed the matches during the weekend, where Napoli had a draw over the weekend. They were unable to win their match over the weekend, and also we saw Inter Milan held on a draw against Lazio. Lazio were able to come back from behind twice to make sure that Inter Milan didn't leave with the maximum point, and this means that the race of the Italian Serie A will be going down to the latter day of the season, as Napoli are sitting ahead of Inter Milan with 1 point. They have 79 points and Inter Milan has 78 points, and all what Napoli has to do at the latter end of the season is just to make sure that they win their match against Cagliari and hopefully pray that Inter Milan could only play a draw against Como. But if they were able to win their match against Como and Napoli winning their match against Cagliari, this means that Napoli will be crowned the champion of the Italian Serie A. So many dramatic events happening in Italy over the weekend and still happening this week in the world of football, particularly as we'll be hoping and we'll be looking forward to see the team that will be winning the Italian Serie A, as the England Premier League has also been decided. We know the champion in the English Premier League. We know the champion in France League 1. We already know the champion in the La Liga, where Barcelona were defeated over the weekend. They were defeated 3-2 over the weekend, and we saw the team coming back from behind to get a maximum point against Barcelona, but that didn't stop them from celebrating in the front of their fans as they celebrate their La Liga title ahead of Real Madrid. Real Madrid were able to win over the weekend, where we saw Kylian Mbappe scoring another goal, and this puts him in a way for him to be able to win the Europa Golden Boot. He's already sealed to win the highest goal scorer in the La Liga. That is the Pichichi Award. Mbappe doing incredibly well in the world of football. But permit me to go on a short break, and when we're right back, we continue from where we stop.
JK Royal Signatures, a blend of African fabric.
Welcome back, and we're still talking football. This time around, we go down to England, talking about the FA Cup that we witnessed over the weekend, where Crystal Palace were able to defeat Manchester City in the finals of the FA Cup. This is the second time in a row that Manchester City are suffering a defeat in the FA Cup finals. You know, Pep Guardiola side was able to make it to the FA Cup finals third time in a row, and this time around they were hoping to defeat Crystal Palace as they couldn't set up a finals between them and their arch rival Manchester United. But Crystal Palace defeated Manchester City to lift their first ever major trophy in the world of football, thanks to the goal from Ebere Chukwueze and the dramatic save from the former Manchester United player. We'll talk about Dean Henderson being able to deny Omar Mahmoud from the penalty spot. This serves as a critical moment for Crystal Palace as they went ahead to winning the FA Cup and their very major tournament since 119 years in the world of football. An exciting season for Crystal Palace, making it to the finals and setting up the finals with Manchester City, one of the best teams in the world, and defeating Crystal Palace. And you would know that this season is the season to end the trophy drought in the world of football. You know that Crystal Palace were able to defeat Manchester City at the FA Cup to add to the queue when we have seen Newcastle doing it. We have seen Bologna coming to defeat AC Milan to win the Italian Super Cup. It's going to be an interesting one also this week between Manchester United and Tottenham at the Europa League final. Will Tottenham be able to defeat Manchester United to end their own trophy drought, or will Manchester United be able to put out a stunt to win another trophy and the first under Ruben Amorim? The Europa League will be a route for them to qualify to the UEFA Champions League next season. Who will be winning this between the two? Will it be Manchester United or Tottenham lifting the trophy on Wednesday, where we'll be witnessing the finals of the Europa League? It's going to be the battle of the clowns in the Premier League, as you know that these two teams are sitting in the 16th and 17th position respectively in the Premier League, and let's see who will be winning this at the end of Wednesday night in the world of football. But take nothing away from another young talent, where we talk about Victor Osimhen breaking the record in the Turkish league once again. He has been able to win the Turkish Cup with Galatasaray, and he has been the highest goal scorer in Galatasaray. What should be the next move for Victor Osimhen, as we saw banners persuading Victor Osimhen to remain with Galatasaray? But we are hoping that he will be able to make a big move to the Premier League. Should he sign for Liverpool, would need a striker. Should he sign for Manchester United, obviously he needs a striker and shouldn't continue with the likes of Rasmus Højlund, or should he sign for Chelsea Football Club, where he has already been likened to Didier Drogba? Will he be able to step into the shoes of Didier Drogba in Chelsea Football Club? This is the length at which will be going on this week's episode of Sport Vibe on TNT. Well, for more news and sports stories, follow us across our various social media handles at Sport Vibe on TNT. Well, remain blessed and be a law-abiding citizen. Thank you.